Sheffield is an amazing place for runners. I mean, you're right on the edge of the Peak District, and I don't think anywhere else has got the accessibility to the countryside as Sheffield has. We opened Accelerate 5 years ago in February '09. We wanted to offer that difference in service.
We're just about to properly launch the Performance Centre, and that's more than just the shoes and the kit and the gear and a cup of tea. It's the fact that we've got an injury clinic, but more importantly it's the fact that we want to be more about catching people before they become injured and give them the tools to be fitter, to be stronger, to be faster at the level that they want to be, whether it's somebody that just wants to enjoy themselves and more the social side of things, or somebody who's highly competitive.
Hi, my name is Colin, I'm a podiatrist, been qualified for 12 years. We set up Accelerate Performance Centre as a one-stop shop to address all the issues that runners are potentially going to have. So we have the clinical setup where we're looking at running analysis, we have soft tissue therapy, osteopathy, lactate testing and coaching. My role here at the Performance Centre is for injury assessment and diagnosis, injury prevention and also performance improvement. When people come to see me, we'll first of all have a chat with them about the problems that they're having.
I've got a bit of a niggle at the top of my leg.
Whether this is related to an injury, to injury prevention, or whether they want looking at improving their performance.
Well, I've come in to see the Performance Centre today because I've plateaued with my speed.
Once we have an understanding of the issues for the customer, we'll then do a non-weight bearing assessment on the treatment couch. What we'll look for with the feet is to look at the forefoot to rear foot alignment, to see how the forefoot sits in relation to the rear foot, how much mobility is through the feet, so we need to see a mobile foot, and we need to see a foot that stabilises quite naturally. So you're just checking if there's any difference between the left and right, and these feet are able to pronate quite nicely, but they're also able to stabilise as we move into the push-off phase. The aim of this is try and identify which structures are injured in the case of an injury, but also get an idea of the customer's flexibility and muscle strength. Okay, let's go over to the treadmill and let's get you going on here. The next stage of the process is to look at the customer running on the treadmill. We use a high-speed camera which was recording at 240 frames a second. Most normal cameras are around about 25 frames a second, so have 10 times as much detail with this type of recording. We'll take a number of views of the customer running on the treadmill to allow us to have a good idea about how the customer's moving. So we'll just put these videos into your file, and then we can compare what we've taken today with the previous recording and see whether there's anything going on that may be contributing to this hamstring problem. From this footage we'll be able to identify the movement patterns that are potentially causing the injury, and in the case of performance improvement, what steps need to be put into place to change to good movement patterns. So upper body posture does look a little bit improvement. You're not sort of leaning forward quite so much. Once we've had the discussion with the customer, they'll go back onto the treadmill and we'll talk through the process of introducing these changes into their running style. And we can see from the screen we've got here, we can do an immediate comparison of before and after shot.
Seeing myself on the treadmill, it just shows what difference it makes coming to have everything checked over.
To further reinforce this, we can take the customer outside onto the field and actually work through these drills in a running scenario.
One or two comments have been made about my form and about my core position, so I'm now in a position to go away and work on those areas.
Now, part of the service that we offer are workshops outside, so people can get really a good feel of how they should be running. But with Doc, we did an extension of what we saw on the treadmill, as the treadmill can affect sometimes how we're running. So we're just going to go through some of the basic drills and then try and introduce those actually into her running technique. So the things we're going to be working on, I'll try to get the arm swing nice and back behind you without dropping arms back, as you saw from the video. It's not as easy as try and get pelvis forward a little bit more. We want to try and avoid the overstride that we saw, and actually the big thing we're going to try and concentrate on is this push and lift behind us. Most customers find this really useful to actually go and work outside in the real environment rather than on this treadmill. We work with the customers over a period of months, as often these movement patterns can be difficult to introduce, and often regular reviews are needed to ensure that progress is being made in the right way. Here at the Accelerate Performance Centre, we've hopefully created a friendly, informative environment to help you achieve your goals.